Hi there. Mhm.
Hi, how are you doing?
Okay, how are you doing, Daria?
I'm doing great. And can you tell something about yourself? Maybe introduce yourself? Maybe.
Sure. And thank you for having me. All right, so my name is Russell Myers. I am currently a candidate for U.S. President, independent. I've been a nurse for 28 years. Unlike other candidates for president, I am working class. So I don't have any corporate backing. I don't have any ties to the military industrial complex. Don't want any. Anyway, I've been a peace activist for many years and just a social activist for many years. I am a nurse and, you know, and that just carries through my life.
That's great. Can we start with our discussion, the questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Um, well, in the world right now, there are many military conflicts. And what do you think government should do to prevent global war?
The very first thing, and this is going to be a constant with me, is engage in diplomacy. No conflict, no armed conflict has ever been prevented or ended without diplomacy. And when I say diplomacy, for some reason, certain governments, including the U.S. government, has taken this attitude that if we disagree with somebody, that we're not going to agree with them. We're not even going to discuss anything with them. And that's not how diplomacy works. That's not the point of diplomacy. The point of diplomacy is to solve differences between nations. Um, it doesn't help when we have a profit motive going on to earn money off of armed conflicts. Uh, that should come to an end. Most of this would come down to specific conflicts, such as with Israel and Palestine. They keep on focusing on Hamas, but we always have to remember um, Israel calls Hamas a terrorist organization. Hamas was actually built by Israel to oppose the Palestinian Authority that they also called a terrorist organization. So, how do you ever engage with anyone? Um, if all you're going to do is just continually call everyone a terrorist, that doesn't work. If you're just name calling and looking for any reason to not engage, to accept by military force, then military force is inevitable.
So, and what do you think can be done um, to help the people of Palestine and how this conflict can be stopped?
Well, on Friday, the United States government, there was a proposal uh, before the United Nations, put up by the United Arab Emirates, uh, for a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza. 13 members of the UN Security Council voted in favor of the ceasefire. The UK abstained, and the United States vetoed that proposal. Um, we need to back up our words. If we say that we want peace, then we have to actually be acting toward this. To be calling one side, taking only one side, uh, countries that are outside of a conflict, such as especially powerful countries like the United States. We need to act as mediators, to enable the solution of conflicts, positive solutions, not taking one side against another side. Again, eliminate the profit motive. Personally, I'd be in favor of nationalizing the United States defense industry, so that you remove that profit. But to sit down and get different sides talking to each other and stand in the middle, to hear both sides publicly. That's a big part of it, is do this publicly, not behind closed doors. And
the next question is that nowadays, in the time of technological breakthrough of technologies, mankind can achieve harmony and prosperity all over the world. In your view, how can we solve the issues of hunger in Africa and economic instability in the world?
I give a lot of praise to Russia for what they have been doing, and a lot of Americans, because of our media, don't even know about it, that Russia has given hundreds of thousands of tons of grain to Africa to help to solve this issue. Of course, our government is opposed to this and tries to block the shipping of any Russian grain or any Russian products. But we produce globally more than enough to provide for every person living on this planet. In the United States, tens of thousands of tons of food are thrown away on a daily basis. So a lot of the time it's because of cosmetic reasons. A tomato or a bell pepper isn't shaped properly, so it goes in the trash. These are things that are completely edible, but it goes in the garbage. There's no reason for this. We could provide for people and bring food prices down in the process if we just stopped doing this. But again, there's too much of a profit motive. Oxfam estimated that one East African dies every 36 seconds from starvation. That's inexcusable, right? We can stop it. All we have to do is get past the political and profit motives involved and start viewing ourselves, all humanity is connected. And so if we just stop with the competition and look at cooperation, all of humanity can work forward. We could find solutions to every problem we have if we focused on cooperation.
What's your message? What kind of message you'd like to say to the world? Voice it, like your wishes for all mankind. What you would like to say?
Well, at the risk of sounding repetitive, again, I feel that we can solve all of our problems. There is no reason for people in Africa or other countries to be dying of starvation. There's no reason for Americans to be food insecure, for so many people to be homeless or without medical care. We can solve all of these problems, but we have to stop going with the status quo. Stop listening to the people at the top that, you know, yeah, as far as finance, because they're the ones that are the biggest problems with most of this. You know, it's, you know, I'm not against people making a profit, making a living, all that kind of thing, you know, so I'm not a raging Marxist. But, you know, as long as we keep on focusing on competition and yeah, trying to be on top of another, there is no reason for all of that. This has just been indoctrinated into people. We can do better for all of us. We can have a fair, just world. We can end conflicts. Of course, I don't expect that there would never be a conflict ever again. On occasion, we can say that a conflict could be, you know, may be necessary, but if we look back at every conflict in the history of mankind, there has been some point where it could have been prevented. People don't have to starve. People don't have to die in conflicts. Bloodshed is not necessary, but it's up to us to do that. We as individuals may feel powerless, but together we're not. We have to work on it, and we have to adopt this attitude that we are not powerless.
Yes, that's true. Together we can do our best, and I hope that all that you've said right now, people will realize and think over that thoughts and try to step by step make this world better. Together we can. I agree with you.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, I'm, you know, yeah, we have to get over all of this superiority, all of the prejudices that we've got, racism, sexism, religious prejudice, etc. Just, you know, and accept the fact that our measure of our, you know, value as a human being, as individual human beings, should rely on what good we can do.
I think, yes, that's our common, that we all human beings and we have to use our kindness and humanity. And that's the key to solve all the problems.
Yep. I'm an absolute believer in that, and I always have been.
Thank you so much for participating and for voicing your thoughts and opinions.
Well, thank you very much for having me on here.
It was nice to talk to you.
All right. And it was nice talking to you as well.
Have a good day. And
Okay.
well,
All right. Well, thank you, Daria.
bye.
Bye.